place to park. 4 o'clock on a weekday? This is better than a movie, Foz agreed. Park in front of the ambulance. Dell pulled into an angled spot in front of a 2-story red brick apartment building. Foz slid from the passenger seat of the air-conditioned car and slipped a lightweight blazer over his long-sleeved shirt and tie. I can already feel myself starting to sweat. I've been sweating since the day I was born, Dell said. He too wore a suit, though he'd removed his tie as a concession to the heat. Foz looked up when he heard the thrum of a hovering news helicopter. First thing they'd need to do, if Billy hadn't done it already, was to get the helicopter the hell out of the area. They badged the officer holding the police log, scribbled their names, badge numbers, and time of their arrival in the log, and ducked beneath yellow and black crime scene tape. Most of the officers had congregated around a small playground in the center courtyard of the U-shaped apartment building. The body lay beneath a blue sheet near a green jungle gym. Billy stood talking to one of several uniformed officers, but he broke off the conversation when he saw Foz and Dell. You call in about the helicopter? Foz asked. Yeah, Billy said, not sounding optimistic his call would do any good. News helicopters could only be fined for being in a police no-fly zone. If the story were big enough, the station would stay and pay the fine. Any chance we can argue the apartment is in King County? Dell said. I wish, Billy said. Some of the streets in South Park were within the King County Sheriff's jurisdiction, and the running joke between the two agencies was that officers rolled bodies across streets to put them in the other's jurisdiction. Though he meant it as a joke, Dell refrained from smiling. With the union trying out body cameras on their uniformed officers, humor no longer had any place at a crime scene. They'd all be on Zoloft by the end of the year. Billy adjusted his driving cap, which shielded his shaved head from the sun. This one could get ugly, fast. The decedent is Monique Rogers. He paused, as if the name should mean something to them. You might have read about her or seen her on the news, advocating against gangs and drugs in South Park. The activist? Foz said. He recalled something on the news about an African-American woman speaking to the city council about drugs and gangs in the South Park community. Would-be activist, Billy said. She didn't get all that far. Could be the reason she was shot in broad daylight, Foz said. Someone sending a message. Likely, Billy said. I'm assuming someone saw it? Dell asked. One would think, wouldn't he? Billy said. I'm told there were a half-dozen moms out here with their kids, but so far everyone is doing the see no, hear no, speak no English act. They're scared, Foz said. Anyone else hurt? Dell asked. Billy shook his head. Nothing reported. So then we're assuming she was the intended victim? Foz asked the question as he considered 2 brick pony walls along the sidewalk, which would have made for good cover if 2 rival gangs had started shooting at one another. South Park was also home to the Crips and to a couple Asian gangs, though in far fewer numbers than the Sureños. If 2 gangs had opened fire, Rogers could have been an innocent victim caught in the crossfire. We are, Billy said. Given that no one else was shot and witnesses said they only heard the one shooter. He glanced up at the news helicopter, still hovering. TV is going to play up big the fact that it was broad daylight with kids around. Where's the family now? Foz asked. Grandmother got the kids out of here and took them into the apartment. He pointed to a corner of the U-shaped building. Husband has apparently come home from work and is also with them. Is anyone saying anything? Foz asked. Billy shook his head. We can't even get confirmation on the number of shots or from what direction they were fired. One woman told the responding officer she thought she heard 3 shots coming from over there. Williams pointed to a corner of the building. They find shell casings? Dell asked. None, Billy said. So the witness either got it wrong, Foz said, or the shooter used a revolver. I got patrol searching for casings, Billy said. He pointed again to the apartments. And Anderson Cooper is going door to door. Desmond Anderson and Lee Cooper worked out of the B team.